Hey guys, welcome back to another plan with me. This week I'm planning from February 27th to March 5th, and I'm using this kit from Pink Planner Shop called Lavender Cottage, I think. I don't know, I just held it up. But anyway, this is actually a printable, and I have been very scared of attempting to use a printable kit. I don't even know how to explain it. It's so silly. I've had a silhouette for I want to say 8 years. And at first I never took it out of the box because I don't know, it's a long story, but at the time in my life when I got the silhouette, I was really unhappy and I really wanted to move. And I don't know, I didn't want to open the box until I moved for some silly reason. And then I moved twice. And when I got into my place in Philly, I just put the whole box in my closet and then just never wanted to deal with it. I'm really bad at actually whipping out new devices. I just get very tired thinking about all of the learning I'm gonna have to do, which is so dumb, but that's just how I am. And then my room flooded and my closet, it was on the floor of my closet and the box got damaged. So that's what finally got me to get it out of the box. But that happened 4 years ago. And then it's just been sitting on my file cabinet, not doing anything. And essentially, the stars aligned because I've been following the Pink Planner Shop on Instagram, and all of her kits look so good. Specifically, this style of art that she uses that I don't really see anywhere else. And I've always wanted to purchase some of these printables. But again, I don't want to cut everything out by hand. And I don't know. Ink is expensive, blah, 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 blah. But basically, I last year purchased glossy sticker paper from Walmart at a really good price. I will admit it's not the best. It's too thick and it's also very, very sticky. You probably saw me pick up that or attempt to pick up that Wednesday box and put it back down, and I messed it up and I was bummed because that was my favorite box. But either way, I have glossy sticker paper. And then also I have 4 free months of ink. So I was like, you know what? Now is the time to be printing out a bunch of kits and doing some trial and error because I have the paper at a discounted price. I have the ink for free. I have the silhouette. Let's just do it. And it was simple. I did mess up a couple times, but the learning curve was not as intense as I thought it was going to be. I really thought I was going to be spending hours figuring out how to use it. Obviously, it's much easier when you purchase a printable because they do the cut lines for you, which is probably the most intimidating part. But anyway, here we are. I have printable kits and I'm really excited because there's just some really pretty kits that I wasn't able to find in a physical, a shop with physical kits. So anyway, moving on to the day by day, starting with Monday. The first thing I marked that it was payday, which I think is technically Tuesday, but I think my bank just puts it in my account a day early for whatever reason. I don't really get the point, but there you have it. And I only get paid once a month, which I don't love for my budgeting. I prefer honestly, the best was when I got paid every week. That was awesome. It was just so much easier for me to keep track of my money, and I would at least like to be paid bi-weekly, but it is what it is. It just takes a little more planning in order to, save what I want to save and pay all my bills and all that. It was another in-office day, which I still can't stand. And this day I drank so much water, which is good, but it was also really embarrassing because even though for my company, I was the only person in the office, I still get really embarrassed when the other people in the office who work for different companies see me get up and go to the bathroom. I feel like it makes me look lazy. And to be honest, I am lazy, but that's not what I'm not being lazy and trying to get up from my desk and not work. My bladder's about to burst because I've had 4 20-ounce waters and a Red Bull. So I went to the bathroom so many times. And I don't know why even in my 30s I care what people think this much, but I'm so worried they think I like have the runs or something, or that I'm just being lazy. One or the other. If you can hear Brad talking, I apologize. Anyway, after that, I just marked that it was a rainy and gross day, so I was really relieved that I drove myself this day. When I got back, I did a 30-minute full body workout, and then Joe and I watched Severance. Moving on to Tuesday, the first thing I marked was that I really didn't want to get up, which is like pretty much every single day, but I was going to have to drive to my apartment before I could start work. And so Tuesdays are pretty brutal usually because that tends to be the day that I go back to my apartment. And so I'm already exhausted from Monday, and then I stay up too late Monday night, and then I have to wake up early on Tuesday. It's just a bad day. I was really relieved that my stickers were not stolen because at this time the door code was still the old door code, and fortunately, the mailman or whoever put the stickers in our locked mailbox instead of just leaving them on top. So that was cool. I walked 3 miles, and then I washed the blankets. I played Toontown with my mom, and then Joe stopped by after his soccer game, I think just to like chat, hang out for a little bit, and then he went on his merry way. Moving on to Wednesday, the first thing I marked was work, of course, and just that I was feeling so depressed this day. I wrote that I almost quit. I didn't almost quit, but like I was really thinking about like the pros and cons of just quitting so that I could like just be done with this job, which I didn't do and I'm not going to do. I have to at least make it through one like I don't even know. I don't know. I was just very depressed this day and wanted to quit, but didn't. Today was the first day that I used my silhouette, which was very exciting. And then I did an upper body workout. My roommate and I worked on our minis, which is so fun. It's my new favorite hobby. I love it so much. It's still below puzzling, but it's up there. It brings me so much joy doing it. I'm so happy, and I'll probably get another one because I'm not gonna lie, the one I'm working on right now is too colorful for me, and like I don't know, it's just not the look I really want, but I'm having a blast putting it together. Then I was able to plan this night before I went to bed, and then the last thing I marked for Wednesday was that Janet was just being really annoying and whining for whatever reason, and just like talking. She likes to talk a lot, which is I always think there's an emergency, like she needs to get out or something, but she'll just be like wandering around chirping. It's annoying, but I guess it's kind of cute. Not in the middle of the night though. Moving on to Thursday, again, I marked work. I had to make an appointment to get my passport done, which I'm just realizing now is next week, and I feel unprepared for it. So we'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, I have to print out all my paperwork again, so that sucks. I picked out outfits this night. Usually I spend the weekends at Joe's place and I wait until Friday to like figure out what the hell I want to bring with me. But I did it Thursday night, which was actually really nice. So I'm not going to do that this week because it's Thursday right now and I'm going out to dinner, so I won't have time to do that. But it was nice this week. I did a voiceover, and then I watched Handmaid's Tale. I think I'm only 2 episodes in. I like it, but it doesn't draw me in and like suck me into where I need to keep watching. It's also really like I want to watch it, you know what I mean? So I can't multitask. And because I'm trying to make the most out of my free time, I've just been binging Sister Wives because I can do other things. Like I don't need to like look at it the whole time it's on, if you know what I mean. So The Handmaid's Tale is on the list, but it's just really hard to get through because I'm doing other stuff. And then I don't know what possessed me, but I decided to put The Vampire Diaries on. I quit watching that show. Like I couldn't even tell you what season. Somebody was stuck in a cave. One of the characters was stuck in a cave. Don't even remember who. I had to turn it off. It's so cringy. I think I'm going to try watching it again, but like, I don't know what it is. I can watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer over and over and over and over again and never get sick of it, but it was just so cringy. Stefan and, what's her name? Elena, cringe in all caps. Then I continued reading a friend's book that I'm just, looking at, sort of reviewing. And that was it for Thursday. Moving on to Friday, the first thing I marked was that it was my short work day. I did legs on my break. Then I went to Joe's right after work, which I was able to do because I was all packed and ready to go. I then had a stomach ache for some reason. I don't remember what I ate that didn't sit well with me, but I wasn't feeling so great. And then I accidentally took a nap, and I was so mad. He had to go somewhere. I don't even remember. Oh, band practice. He had band practice. So I was so excited. I was going to play The Sims while he was gone and like put on whatever I wanted. I fell asleep the second he left for like 2 hours. I was so mad. And at that point, it was so late that I just like put on YouTube, and I think like, what did I do? I don't even remember. Nothing fun. I didn't have that much time. Then he came back and we watched the Severance season finale. Loved that show. Can't wait for the next season. Moving on to Saturday, the first thing I marked was that I had a donut and my Red Bull, which I'll probably talk about this more in a future plan with me, but I just recently purchased like 2 cases of Red Bull, so it's not happening right away, but I am going to be trying to give up Red Bull soon. I'm very sad about it, but it is what it is. So now I'm sad thinking about having a nice donut and Red Bull on a Saturday morning. That just sounds so lovely. But anyway, I then renewed my car registration, which always sucks, and I will never understand why we have to do that every year. Like, just, it's registered to me. Just leave it at that. Stop making me pay you $50 every year. Then I just did a bunch of other online tasks that I had to do. I looked up some dermatologists, did some tasks for my insurance because they like give you points for tasks. Although this new insurance company I have, the tasks are much harder to do, so that sucks. Then it was our friend's birthday, so we went to their place and we met their new puppy. And then the final thing on Saturday I marked was that the pizza that we had there was so good. It was so good. It was this place called Marathon, I think, in Manayunk. It was so good. It's like the best pizza I've had since leaving New Jersey. I loved it. Then moving on to Sunday, the first thing I marked was that I started my morning stepping in cat puke. I woke up because I had to pee and I didn't have my contacts in yet, and Joe's apartment is very dark. There's like not a lot of natural light, so before you turn on the lights, you can't really see very well. And so I stepped in cat puke and I didn't even notice until I was like peeing and sort of getting my bearings, and then realized there was puke on my foot, so that was cool. Then the next thing I marked was that we stopped on the way to my uncle's house to pick up wine as like a gift because it was my uncle's birthday this day, which I marked. We went to his place and had more pizza, so I marked that. And I felt a little bad because my grandmother ordered my uncle 2 birthday cakes, and one of them was strawberry shortcake. And so that's like one of my favorite. I love any sort of like strawberry shortcake, cheesecake, vanilla cake with some sort of whipped cream, strawberry situation. I love it. This is the worst cake I've ever had in my life, though. And everybody knows that I like strawberry shortcake. And when I saw the cake, I was like, ooh, I'm definitely going to have to take some to go. It was awful. It was so bad. I've never had a worse cake in my life. Both cakes were disgusting. I don't know where she found it. It wasn't like sugar-free or anything. I don't know what it was, unless it was. She would do something like that, getting a sugar-free cake. That would be evil. I need to ask her because that cake was terrible and I can't let her ever purchase from there ever again. I've never not wanted to take extra cake home, but oof. Then we went to Dollar Tree on our way home, which was awesome because they had a huge book selection, and they were like hardcover books, and there were a few that actually seemed like I would be interested in them. So I bought like 4 because they were $1.25 for legit novels, and like I went on Goodreads and checked some reviews and stuff. So you know what? If they're terrible, I'm not really out that much, and if they're good, then I just like scored 4 books for $5. It's amazing. Then we watched The Bachelor and The Last of Us, and the last thing I marked was that I got bad news at 1 a.m. Joe originally offered to drive me to work the next day, but he realized that he wouldn't be able to enter one of the houses he needed to go to for work that early because it was occupied. And so it just didn't make sense for him to drive me anymore. So he had to wake me up at 1 a.m. to let me know that I was no longer getting driven to work. And so, like, I had to purchase parking and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. It was annoying. It is what it is. It's over. But yeah, anyway, that's it for this week. It was not very interesting or exciting. And I was just mainly tired the whole time. But what else is new? The exciting thing is that I used my silhouette. So that's cool. And yeah. Let me know if you think that the spread looks okay and that, like, I mean, does it look super janky? I think it looks pretty good. I think the deco is a little small, but I think it looks good. For my first, like, printable that I, cut on this crappy paper, I think it looks decent. But let me know what you think. Either way, I'm going to keep doing it because I have a bunch of sticker paper and free ink. So it's happening, but I still want to know what you think. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.